The day after I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on. I remember one thing, I had a very hard moment in that part of my life, but I assure you in that age, I could have put that clown in the first round, but I sold my soul and I'm ashamed of it.
Is it true that you made $170 million from this fight?
I made a lot of money, the most money I've made ever.
60 million households, Jake.
250 million people.
Bro, that is so
It's all downhill
crazy.
from here.
No, for sure.
I peaked.
How do you think the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight plays out?
I don't know. I want to make sure. I believe it once I see him in the ring.
If Paul starts his boxing career earlier, could Jake Paul have been a champion?
Is it possible?
The ending was unavoidable. Anthony Joshua didn't just stop Jake Paul, he shattered the illusion surrounding him. What followed forced uncomfortable admissions and left many fans questioning what they thought they were watching. Suddenly, boxing fell exposed in a way that couldn't be ignored. This didn't feel like a normal fight. To understand how things reached this point, you have to look at it differently. What played out wasn't a competitive clash, but a slow unraveling that finally reached its breaking point when a true heavyweight stepped in against a celebrity fighter. The moment real power entered the equation, reality asserted itself, and everything changed at once.
I'll tell y'all the truth. I told y'all they made Mike Tyson retract his statement on Twitter. They made him rewrite a post on top of deleting a post. Yeah, I told you that fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was rigged. I told you that I don't care what Mike Tyson is saying now, he have to do that to secure his money. He's still an investment for future exhibitions.
I can't get the ringside shot of Tyson out of my head. Watching Joshua break Jake Paul down, that look on his face wasn't pride. It wasn't shock either. It was recognition, and something darker underneath it. Regret. The kind that hits when you realize someone else just crossed a line you were paid to stay behind. And Tyson felt it instinctively. Decades of muscle memory don't lie. Anyone pretending that moment didn't land on him like a freight train is fooling themselves. And this is where the story gets uncomfortable. Because deep down, everyone in that arena knew something they didn't want to say out loud. Tyson had the ability to end Jake Paul whenever he chose to. Jake knew it. The crowd knew it. The people writing the checks definitely knew it. That's why Joshua's knockout lands differently. It confirms what was always whispered, that the limits were manufactured, but the risk was real. Once that reality breaks through, there's no sealing it back up. No press release can undo it. No rewritten narrative can contain it. The second Joshua put Paul down in the 5th round, the past cracked open. Suddenly, every previous fight was viewed through a sharper lens, and you could feel viewers mentally rewinding to that Tyson bout, all asking the same question at once. Why didn't it happen then? Why was the trigger never pulled? Why did this feel so different? And once those questions take hold, they don't fade. They loop, and they change how everything that came before is remembered.
On a podcast one time, and he talked about it, he said, I don't want to do an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather. He said, I'm only doing real fights. And of course, I can't get up high in weight, but I'll fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at. But Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
People keep calling this a mismatch, but that word is too polite for what really happened. This was an imbalance. It was exposure. It was gravity snapping back into place after being ignored for years. And what makes it unsettling is that Joshua didn't rush anything. He stalked it. Real fighters don't hurry when they already know the ending. Jake felt that pressure building with every round. You could see it. The space shrinking. The confidence draining. And then the 6th round arrived like a verdict. Not just because of the punch, but because of what it represented. That right hand didn't only fracture a jaw, it shattered the permission slip. The permission for this whole experiment to keep calling itself boxing. Once surgical plates enter the conversation, the laughter stops. The jokes vanish. Anyone still treating it like entertainment at that point is either detached or pretending not to see what's in front of them. And the coldest moment didn't even come from the ring. It came afterward, when Eddie Hearn said he gave Jake his debut, and AJ might have given him his last fight. That wasn't trash talk. That was a closing line. Promoters don't speak that way unless they believe the door is actually closed. And if you think Jake didn't hear that sentence replaying in his head under hospital lights, then you're missing the real damage entirely.
I want to follow with you because when this fight was first announced, you had said something to the effect of this would end Jake Paul's career. After what you saw tonight, do you think that Jake should continue to box, or what do you think the future holds for him?
Yeah, I really take my hat off to. I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be, was,
back to Tyson,
was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go. You know, it was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be.
Joshua tearing it apart forces a brutal comparison, because one man followed the script and another ripped it in half. And history only remembers one of those choices, no matter how big the paycheck was. Call it conspiracy if you want, but Tyson himself cracked the door open. He admitted he doesn't even remember the fight. He said he woke up asking why he did it. That isn't the voice of a man satisfied with the performance. That's the voice of someone who knows he left something sacred untouched. And regret like that doesn't fade. It amplifies. Let this land, because it matters. Joshua didn't need to say a word after the fight. His fist spoke, and silence confirmed it. When silence becomes the loudest sound in the room, it means the truth is too obvious to manipulate. And every influencer turned fighter watching this felt it immediately. That drop in the stomach, whether they admit it or not.
Are you in pain?
Yeah, but
Does it hurt?
it's not from like talking.
Talk to me about what your jaw feels like, because you got
It's like a baseball in there.
two
then-
plates,
It just feels like
4 titanium plates.
4 titanium plates. How many do you have?
Just one.
There's a darker truth here that nobody wants to pull on yet, because it threatens the entire business model. If one real heavyweight can erase years of hype in 6 rounds, then how fragile was this ecosystem the whole time? And if that question makes you uncomfortable, good, it should. Because somewhere behind the scenes, someone is scrambling right now to contain what this actually means.
I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little. Listen, know what I remember? Coming back from the first round, and then the next day I remember Jake is doing some kind of, I don't know, what was he doing at the ring?
Oh, yeah. A little bow at the end. He bowed.
And that's the last thing I remember. You know, but the day after the fight, right after the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that? You know, I don't know. I just don't know what the hell goes on.
What did you think of Jake's power, man, when you were in there?
I can't stop thinking about Tyson watching that broken jaw headline land. Because biology doesn't lie. Marketing can spin anything, but bone fractures don't negotiate. Seeing physical proof of what a real punch does forces you to confront every moment you chose not to throw one. And nah, this can't be real. Unless regret is already eating at him harder than he'll ever admit. Here's the time bomb thought people shouldn't ignore. If Tyson is now openly admitting that money dictated outcomes, how many other fights are about to get retried in the public mind? Because once trust erodes, it spreads fast. Boxing has always survived on belief. And belief is bleeding out right now. And one more thing that won't leave me alone. How calm Joshua looked the entire time. Calm fighters are the most dangerous and the most honest. That wasn't someone chasing glory. That was someone executing a correction. And corrections don't stop at one target. They ripple outward. So ask yourself as quietly, who feels exposed next?